It says I am live here. Thank you, God and Goddess, so much for this wonderful day and all of this great weather that we are having. Please help us to continue to become more like you and ascend the golden ladder with all that we do, and help us to create this world, make it a golden age garden paradise once more. In the name of Elohim, I pray. Amen. Today is Heritage Day, and that kind of goes along with wanting to make this world a garden paradise again, because the future generations are very important. The midday peace contemplation is our God and Goddess, immanent and transcendent. Send it to all your angel of peace. May wisdom guide us as we accept or reject things from the past. May your angel of wisdom bless all that we pass on to the future. It's really important that we, again, are very mindful of the things that we are passing on and the things that we are embracing of our family traditions, things that are good and things that are bad. Discernment is really important. So I wanted to just touch on a cool prophecy, a prophecy by Saara the Silver Dragon. And this is regarding Hermon and the wizard Hermon, who you will find out in a minute about. But it's also talking about the priesthood of the Serpent. And it's really interesting to read about their plans and how they invert things. So I wanted to share it with you today. This is from chapter 64 of the Holy Megillah, and the Holy Godspell, I should say, in the Holy Megillah, the Nazarean Bible of the Essene Way, available at essene.org and translated by Dave Greenleaf. This prophecy is, well, let's just jump into it. It says, "Behold, Hermon, phoenix rider from the mountain of peace at the center of Cush. You are overflowing with love and wisdom, the highest wisdom that gives the nod to love in all close calls between justice and mercy." Wow, like, first of all, how awesome would it be to have that said about you, right? You're overflowing with love and wisdom. "Wherefore I give you, good wizard Hermon, the staff adorned at the top with the emblem of the heart within a sun with wings. I also give you the following words of prophecy. Behold, I see right now in this moment a future moment. That moment is shortly after your death in this incarnation. Lo, the priesthood of the serpent meets and plans. They realize that they cannot stop the fame of wizard Hermon, for the people share stories of Hermon's great wisdom and his many good works and miraculous healings. At that time, Hermon, your fame will have been strongly established among the people." How cool, like this, oh man, to have your soul have people say these great things about you. It's just so something that we can all just aspire to live up to. "Wherefore the snaky ones decide, we will commission and distribute artwork of Hermon that shows him holding the staff of the serpent priesthood. We will say that this is in commemoration of his recent death. We will then alter many of his teachings, especially his doctrine on a meatless diet. Let the people forget that he was a Nasarean. We will focus on deleting his references to vegetarianism, for, as always, it matters not that a doctrine advocate love and wisdom if it permits the eating of flesh." And that actually reminds me of the other verse that I was working on the meme this morning, and it literally has the serpent saying, this is from the Nazarene book of Genesis, verse 8, 31 through 36. "Let my priests mix good with evil, for it is in robes of good that I shall dress my seeds. And only one thing is truly needful to enslave mankind. He must be made to eat the flesh of animals. For then we can enter his body and enjoy his senses. Yea, and we can whisper in his head, and he will believe that our words are his own thoughts. No matter if his scriptures declare love one another, as long as he eats flesh, he will be unable to follow those words. And yet, because we mix those good words into his scriptures, our religion of blood sacrifice is made more palatable to the young souls we wish to ensnare. So again, this prophecy ties back to that because it's saying we'll focus on deleting Hermon's references to vegetarianism for as long as a doctrine advocates love and wisdom. If it eats the permitting of flesh, people will not be able to follow it. These teachings, no matter how great and inspired they are, they're going to fall to the wayside. Ultimately, I mean, think about it on the most simple terms. If you're not being loving and kind to the animals, that's going to close you off to loving kindness and wisdom and compassion. It's going to be dimming your light as well. So it all really ties into itself. And like the other scripture says, that when we eat the flesh, it literally lowers our vibration. It pulls us to a more dense state and allows these evil ones to enter into our thoughts and literally live vicariously through us. And they want to do deeds that are going to corrupt us, entertain them, and pull us down the spiral, the great ladder of being. For if they eat flesh, they will not be able to raise their vibration to a level that we cannot effectively attack. For thus they will remain under our dominion. For behold, if it is we of the serpent priesthood that now hold the most power in this contested world. Thus spoke the leadership council of the priesthood of the serpent, the order established in the world by Cain the murderer, the first high priest of that evil priesthood. This says Luciferian, but I'm going to say satanic. The snaky ones wish to prevent the return of Eden consciousness on earth. Remember, we were talking before a few days ago about how they are these beings of 666 because they are trapped in this world. They're literally locked out of heaven. And so they try to keep us as enslaved light in or enslaved beings in 666 so that we stay with them. And that is one of the reasons why they're going to be pushing the AI and this uploading your consciousness to the cloud and whatever else might come from that agenda. And I would like to talk about that a little bit later with you at 3:30. So hopefully you will be able to join me then. Thus spoke the leadership council of the priesthood of the serpent. So the snaky ones wish to prevent the return of Eden consciousness on earth. Eden consciousness is when Yah consciousness dances in beautiful harmony with Mother Nature to manifest natural paradises. Eden consciousness can also be described as spirit dancing with nature on the ascending spiral in beautiful gardens of Eden in joyfulness. The priesthood of the serpent existed before this world. They consider that their ancient staff of black magic, adorned at the top with serpents, is like a flag of conquest. They seek to plant it on whatever planet or plane they invade, whatever world. But know that they can never ascend to the higher heavens except by the path that every being must take, the spiritual path of ascension in heavenly vibrations. Wherefore, try as they might, neither the priesthood of the serpent nor any other dark forces can batter down the gates of a higher heaven. Beings can fall out of heavenly consciousness, but heavenly consciousness remains, by definition, heavenly consciousness. The snaky ones, many are now advanced artificials, but were formerly reptilian, cannot penetrate the bubble that is the buffer that protects a higher heaven. The bubble that surrounds a heaven is its Magen Haor, its shield of light. We also have that in the book of Genesis. We read about how the false Yahweh literally tells Adam and Eve essentially that they need to lower their density, their vibration, so that this Magen Haor, this shield of light, can be penetrated and they can come in and start to influence us. The dark forces cannot penetrate the bubble, the shield of light that protects a higher heaven, but they can attack a first heaven. Hello, B. And that is what they did in the infancy of this world when the first humans were young and naive. That is possible because the Magen Haor of a first heaven is not as strong as that of a higher heaven. Even so, the protective bubble of a first heaven can only be pierced with the complicity of one or more residents of that heaven. So, just to back up, when a world is created, it is in this perfect Edenic state. And like we see in the book of Genesis here, Adam and Eve were literally lured to the edge of this Garden of Eden to interact with beings that were of lower density, and they literally admit, we can't interact with you right now because you're too light and we are dense metal. So you have to lower yourself, and especially so that you can feel this wrath of chastisement. It's a really crazy temptation that I would have been like, no, I'm okay, I think I'll stay in this perfect paradise, not being abused by your rod of power over there, you psychopath. But like it says, the residents of that heaven were very naive and young, and they were terrified into believing that the false Yahweh was their God because they didn't listen to the voice inside. And ultimately that's what it all comes back to, that connection that we all have inside of us, that spark of Yah that is I am, that is you are, that is we are together. um, that is what we all need to be leaning into more so that we can discern what is true and what is false and be able to walk this contested world being a ray of sunshine. Behold, I see other times and places, and I know that though the dark forces will hide your Nasarean staff from the people, they nevertheless will fail in their intent to link you to them. And the reason is this: goodness is as goodness does. Your vibration of goodness is too strong for them to overcome. And your true Nazarene, or your true teachings and Nazarene identity, even the true staff of Wizard Hermon, will again be made known prior to the culmination of the era called the last days. We're going to have to read through, I think it's in the next few pages. There are the teachings of Thoth. There are Herman's axioms, the axiom of the golden dragon, and Herman's commentary on them, which is some really, really great stuff, but it's also some really in-depth, mind-boggling things sometimes. So that'll be really interesting to get into with you because, like it says, their true teachings are going to be coming out in these times, and that is the time that this book comes out. We're already in the time of the sixth trumpet, and we can see AI progressing very rapidly, and that is what I'm going to talk to you today about at 3:30. So hopefully you'll be able to join me at that time. I'm going to move really quickly in the shade so that I can see the live chat, and then I'm going to get off of here. And like I said, I'll be joining you again at 3:30 to show you some different clips and talk about conspiracy topics, talk about where we are again in that prophecy and the things that are going on in our world. We're probably not going to talk about Charlie Kirk so much so that I don't get banned, but we will brush up on some other things and talk about it. So David D says these servants of Satan focused first and foremost on getting us to eat flesh. Exactly. They needed to break through that first heaven, get into our shield of light, and be able to influence us and live vicariously through us. They are the ones that, oh, I was listening to my body when I ate meat. It's like your body is a human body and it doesn't actually need meat. What you're feeding, unfortunately, are these demonic entities. And unfortunately, most people are attached to them from birth. Your parents conceived you in a impure state. They were eating the flesh of innocents. They weren't purifying themselves. It was not an immaculate conception. And um, you are, fed that stuff growing up in your mother's womb. Oh, the baby wants ice cream. The baby wants 10 pounds of meat. It's like, if your baby that's growing baby inside of you is wanting all of that flesh, that is literally a demon. Like, it's really sad to think that, and I've kind of been traumatized a little bit by non-vegan kids and seeing this, like, toddler run around with a piece of shrimp in his hand, and it just looks like this weird, like, giant. I don't know, it's really bizarre, but kids don't have a chance, you didn't have a chance, and thankfully now we're waking up and realizing that these are demonic addictions and attachments, and we don't need to continue with them for the rest of our lives, right? May wisdom guide us as we accept or reject things of the past, and may wisdom bless all that we pass on to the future. It starts with us here and now, but also passes on to our children. If you are wanting to be part of the Immaculate Conception, like I am, the Order of the Immaculate Conception, where you actually purify yourself and you get yourself into a better vibrational standing, and you enter into that union with a partner who's also doing the same, and you call in these higher energy babies, like that is going to be really, really exciting. And that's going to be those golden age, new earth babies that are so attached and so full of light that we're gonna have to make sure that we protect them, because this world is gonna be like, "Hey, we gotta snuff that light out." And that's one of the reasons why I'm not interested in having a baby right now, because I do want that higher vibe baby, and we need to make sure that the darkness, the order of the parasites, these satanic priesthood is not running this world, because they, again, want to drag us all down and keep us all in this 666 enslavement with them. They don't want to give up those worldly attachments. That is cool how it talks about how a lot of these serpents, or ones in the serpent priesthood, used to be reptiles, and now they are advanced artificials. So they have gone through transhuman type procedures, uploading their consciousness, all this different stuff that a lot of humans, to us, that would be like, whoa, this is nuts. Like, but for them, they've already done this a long, long time ago. So um, they don't want to give all of that up and exit this physical realm. They don't want to give up their powers and their ego, their self, their whatever it is that they have. So, okay. Hey Kyle, how's it going? Happy belated birthday. I know I said it to you on your birthday, but I didn't get to say it in a live stream yet. I don't feel 34. Well, that's good. It's probably because you eat so much fruit and try to live in a healthy manner, and not so much of a junk food like me. Junk food vegan. Hey Shyla, how's it going? Your live stream is loading for some, maybe you said not loading for some unknown reason, and it seems to be freezing. Maybe it's an issue with my phone or connection. I'm not really sure, because I think there might be something going on anyways, because normally it tells me a number at the top of how many people are watching, and it's not showing me. So I'm not really sure. Sorry about that. I will make sure that for 3:30 everything is going smoothly. Kyle says our bodies crave fruit, not the flesh and blood of innocent beings. Exactly. Exactly. David D says darkness is in control. Yes, but their time is running out, and that is why they are so focused on doing all of these different agendas and everything that is happening right now with all the psyops and the terrorizing of humanity, trying to impose this fear on us and have us focusing on survival situations rather than focusing on the spiritual truth and the spiritual path and connecting and getting onto that upward spiral. So now more than ever, it is important for us to try to stay centered here. Shiloh says one common conspiracy topic is that AI robots will replace humanity. I think there is some truth to it, because the country of Albania has a new AI generated minister, and I heard that many other countries will follow and do the same thing. Well, Shiloh, you have jumped the gun, and I definitely plan on talking about that. I have a little clip of the prime minister to watch at 3:30, or yeah, 3:30 with you guys later today. So we will talk about that and talk about some of the other ways that, again, it is literally fulfilling prophecies of this government takeover and transhumanism, transhumanists taking part in government rules and all that kind of stuff. 3:30, I hope that you will come back here, same place. I almost said same time, but it's totally not. So I will see you then. May God and the goddess empower you.